Righty, morning. So, got some paint for the Corolla turned up. They delivered it at home. They got both addresses, and yeah, it's actually probably better delivered there because I've had a couple of times where they've actually put it in, if it's just been a small parcel, they put it in the mailbox for this address, and you never fucking know it arrives until, you know, you check the mailbox. Or whatever. So at least if they deliver it home, Mrs. can bring it to me and let me know it's there, as long as she's at home, sort of type thing. Anyway, so we'll open that in a minute and we'll have a quick wee look. But just, I remembered that Dad had these trim removal tools. It's been a freaking while since I've actually pulled chrome off. Get out of the way. Pulled like this stainless trim chrome off around a windscreen for a freaking while, to be honest. It's been shit, probably 2017, 18, when I was mucking around with the old Dodge Phoenix, Plymouth Fury. You know, Dodge Phoenix is the right-hand drive version of a Plymouth Fury in Australia, pretty much. The only thing that was different in that was they had the Dodge Polara, I think, dash from about that same era with the round gauges, but it was obviously around the other way, you know, right-hand drive, not left-hand drive. I'll deal with that in a minute. We've got this paint. And I've got a new spray gun here that I need to do a wee video on. I bought it for a primer. I think I might have mentioned that in the clips yesterday. Just quickly open this up and have a wee nosy. There's some other stuff in here as well, apart from the paint. Here's some masking tape and bits and pieces. Where's the paint? I thought the paint was in here. I rang them, and because I told the guy, I said that I'd already ordered some paint and bits and pieces. I said just send it all out together. But the guy sent it to me, but they haven't mixed the paint yet. They've got a few orders to do from the other over the last few days, and they've just taken them a wee while to get to some of them. I said I'm not in any hurry, like next couple of days will be fine. I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, and when I was talking to the guy the other day, I said I wanted this freaking universal, because I use it with this, because it's 2-pack, 2K, or whatever, you know. I just get a bit dubious sometimes of using just like general purpose thinners with stuff like this, because all you get is the hardener in that. You don't get a thinner with it, and that's fine. But if for some reason you just can't get it quite to flow nice, just that and that together, which you're meant to be able to do, but it depends on your gun. But maybe with this gun here too, now, because we'll have a quick look at this. I'm standing here. So it's one of these ones that's got like several different tips with it, and it's got a 2.5mm. So that's huge. So there's like one on it. Like how good a quality this is, I don't really know, but it'll be right. So what's it got on there at the moment? So that's the 1.4, which will be handy enough. And then yeah, it's a 2.5mm tip. And this one here is 1.8. So it is what it is, but it's actually very, very similar looking to this thing here, to my blue one. It's almost the same body. What looks at that? So it'd be actually interesting to see whether it's not exactly the same. But it'll be actually interesting to compare nights and just see, because it actually looks very, very similar. Does it use the same needle? Oh, there might be a heap of needles here too. Yeah, there is. So yeah, maybe I could put a new tip on there, I don't know. But this thing actually sprays right, that thing. But yeah, I just got it because it's, you know, I don't really want to be using a really high dollar gun for a primer. But it'll be handy enough with having the different tips. So I'll try the 2.5mm for the primer, and we'll smash them on and see how it goes, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's got a big freaking hole in it. There's a huge difference between the 1.8 and the 2.5. That's a big difference. Huge. And then if I pull that back, like even, oh, there's a big difference. That's massive. So yeah, that'll frickin' let some paint through there. That would actually be quite good for a bit of flake or something like that too. Might be able to use it as a flake gun. You know, if you ever want to try and do something a little bit more weird or exotic, or I've often, you know, thought about maybe doing something of my own, like having a wee play with that sort of stuff, because I haven't never sprayed flake or any of that sort of stuff before. But yeah, it might be just give me an opportunity to do something like that. But yeah, this was, I think it was $105 or something, whatever it was, this kit. So yeah, that'll be handy enough. Anyway, we'll carry on, and we'll get ourselves sorted, and we'll get these doors, get these bottom of these doors cleaned up. Right, and strip the bottom of this door back. So apart from that, it actually looks alright. I'll have to flip it over and just clean up the other around the edges and bits and pieces. But again, I don't think there's bugger all body filler in this. I think it's just they never took any of it when they painted it. They just rubbed it back and painted it. Like, they didn't take any of the dents out or try to like fill anything, you know, or even just give it a bit of a skim to they try and get any of the like bits of ripple and damage out of it from over the years. So yeah, we'll just have to hammer a little bit of stuff around a little bit. I'm not going to get super fussy and trying to knock every little dent out, but we'll get anything that's bad, that feels really badly out of shape, and then with the rest we'll just give it a quick skim, and we'll block it out. Like the 90% of it won't have anything on it. It'll just be where it's obviously we've done a couple of repairs and just any other little, you know, bad marks that have, you know, that are a little bit deep. You know, we'll just skim the worst of them. Yeah, we might even just skim the worst of them and then block out with some primer, and we'll put we've got a few coats of high build on there. We'll give it a quick guide coat and block it out, and if there's anything else that looks like it might be need a little bit of something more, we might just smell a bit of something in there. But basically I'll get anything that looks bad, or you know, that's a wee bit wavy, if I can't just knock it around a little bit reasonably quick. Like again, this is not a high-end job. We're just doing hopefully 2 or 3 weeks of me screwing around, just knocking a bit of stuff out and cutting a bit of rust out of it sort of job. You know, we'll try and tidy up the best we can with what we can see. Like, it's not very, it's got some funny stuff going on here. It almost looks like it's been pushed in there or something like that, but we'll just have to do the best we can. I'm not going to go crazy, but we'll try and fix anything that looks really bad, or if I can't do much with it, we'll blend it out so it doesn't look quite so obvious, if you know what I mean. Yeah, okay, so this one here was kind of starting to show some bits and pieces down here, just in this down here, or it might have been just in here, but you can actually see that they obviously had a few little holes in it, and they just pushed it back in and just filled it, which is a real shame they did that, because the paint job probably actually wouldn't have broken out like it did, or rotted back through, if you know what I mean. You know, just like there was a bit of a dirty mark there, like a dent with a bit of rust poking through, so I'll just clean that back. So yeah, hopefully some of these we might better just get away with just a small repair. I'm hoping. I might cut the bottoms off a couple of them, but this one maybe, just because it's got these holes, but hopefully, like this has only got this repair here, so I don't see much point in cutting the whole bottom off the door, because they actually look okay on the inside. We'll just try and do as small as patch as we possibly can. You know, we'll fold it around with the lip and everything, and break that whole thing off, but just put a small repair in there. We'll have a good assessment. We'll just make sure there's nothing else that looks like it might be poking through anywhere, and double check the inside of it, and we'll spray some shit down in there. But yeah, right, I'll get the glass out of these two. I just knocked that paint off while I had that wheel there, just to check the bottoms of these doors, but they're actually not in bad shape really, just a bit rough because they've just been bashed around a little bit over the years, and unfortunately they just never, it's weird, they just spray it over top, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But why wouldn't you just, you know, you'd put a bit of body filler in there, why wouldn't you skim the worst of the dents and frickin', you know, unless they come afterwards, but why wouldn't you fill some of the weird stuff, you know what I mean? Right, so just started, so I've stripped the bottom of the doors. So I haven't started any rust work yet, but I'm just going over and just feeling for any of the bad imperfections in these doors. And then this one here is a bit of a weird high through here, almost like the door had been pushed in or been flexed at some stage, or something weird had gone on. Well, I had this bit of a, you can see through here, after I sanded it, had this weird line through here. So I just went along with dolly on the back, and then just basically just finish it down a little bit. Still a little bit uneven, but at least it's not, hasn't got this big, it was almost, that's exaggerated, but you know, there's quite hump in it. At least now it actually feels like it's reasonably level on a wee skim, and some good. As I said, I'm not going into trying to get these things perfectly flat, hammer and dolly or anything like that. We'll just get it good enough so we can just put a light skim of body filler through here, a few coats of high build, block it out, and we'll go from there. There's a few little pieces like this. I'm not going to panic. You know, we'll just, as we put a little skim, we'll just scrape the whole frickin' thing, basically. Not very thick at all, block frickin' 90% of it off. You know, 85, 95% of it off, or more, and then a couple of coats of high build and whatever, and we'll be done. You know, we're not going to go crazy. So I need to get that, still need to get that out of there, but just, I'm feeling the dents and things at the moment, anything that I can just, you know, it's really bad that I can just run a quick dolly over and knock the, you know, anything out that's gonna be a pain in the ass if I don't, if you know what I mean. That's really, that took me, you know, about 3 or 4 minutes, if that, just to go over that a couple of times with a hammer and dolly, just have a wee feel and make sure, you know, I'm happy with it, that it feels like it's at least level or slightly lower than what this is. So I think we're pretty good now. Alright, we'll just scan our peepers over this door. So I've rubbed this back. The only real high spot that I can see was this one. That was a low where it had a bit of rust in it, so I ground that out. I just dug it out with that Scotch-Brite wheel, same as what I did here. Everything else actually looks pretty good. Like, there's a wee bit of a low there, but there's no major highs or anything else like that. If I can get up in here, I might just have a wee dolly across there because there's a wee bit of a ripple in there. But hopefully, again, we skim a filler around here and just block it out and try and just blend it out so it's nicer, like way nicer. But on here, you can see straight away, and I could see it before and I could feel it before quite easily. It's high through here and it's up through here. I'll have to have a good sand up through here too. It was almost like somebody kicked the centre of this door or something like that, and it's buckled it through here. It's a bit of a funny spot through there. It's actually got quite a... Should we got a ruler here somewhere? Like an easy ruler to show you. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I think. No, yeah, it's not really gonna. It's not gonna do what I want it to do. This is a paint stirring stick. I grabbed a couple of these the other day. Yeah, it's not really going to show me what I want to see. I thought it might have had a bit of an ear underneath there. It's just, you can feel it. It sort of comes along here and it's got like, comes up and then down, like it's got quite a high spot in that. That might be a touch, but I think by the time we just run the dolly over this stuff, as long as I can get in there, weave it on here, and then when we block this out, we'll sand it out. You can see it's got a bit of a whoopty in there. We might just dolly over that a little bit too. Some of that's high and some of that's low. We'll get anything that's bad that's going to really throw us a loop, even if we put a filler on it. You know, it'll stick up weird or just won't show shape nice. And the rest, there's a few other little marks along there and whatever. As long as they're not being an absolute pain, most of them will just give a wee scrape with some filler and a few coats of hide build and block it out hard, and it should be good. You know, we're not going for perfection this. He just wants it way tidier than it was, and obviously get rid of the rot, like I said a million times before. We're not going for $40,000-$50,000 rebuild on this thing. We're not stripping it to bare metal and getting every nook and cranny. We're just getting the bad of what we can see and have a good poke round, just make sure there's nothing else that's going to surprise us, if you know what I mean, and fix what we can. Just get it nice. Right. So there's 3 doors that we're working on at the moment. We're going around with a hammer and dolly. Again, there's a few wee bit of wavy stuff in here. So where I could see it was rubbing back first, and you could see some of those weird lines in it. I've since de-8'd it again. But I went over some of those spots where it's obviously had some weird marks in it, or some high lines or whatever. So I went around and just planished them down with hammer and dolly, try and get those bits to flatten out a bit better and not be quite so ripply. Obviously, skim a body fluid or whatever later on. And here there was also looked like there'd been a decent rock chip, and they'd sort of just filled it. And I could see that was obviously the metal was trying to rust from underneath, so I cleaned that out with that. But I thought, I may as well have a blooming look in here. So you can see there's body filler. I think it's body filler. Yeah, body filler in here anyway. So we'll cut back a good inch or so each side of that. Somewhere it doesn't matter. Set it underneath. Anyway, we'll cut back. A bit of a rust spot here, so we'll cut back about here somewhere. We'll come up here about an inch or so, and back down about here somewhere. And we'll see what this looks like. We'll see what the metal looks like around that. I can kind of see, and it doesn't actually look that bad. I think this has been caused by a lot of sort of just rock chips and obviously a bit of shit right at the bottom of the door. And they're actually pretty clean in here, but there's a few spots where there's obviously just been a bit of crack line at some stage and it's sort of rotted through, and obviously probably a few rock chips like this have sort of started at rotting from the other side as well. And, but generally the bottoms are pretty good. There's only just really that the door that's behind you is probably the worst for rot at the bottom, and at the front room where it's got that bit of rot down here that we're going to try and see if we can find a slightly better door if we can. Still we're going to replace even middle in there. A little bit of a skin at the bottom here is not too bad to deal with. I don't think it warrants chopping a whole section off the bottom. It's not that bad, if you know what I mean. Like if it was really, you know, if it was broken out here, it was broken out here, and a bit here, well, yeah, I'll just cut the bottom off. But from the inside, it actually looks quite clean. So we'll cut a bit away. If worst comes to worst, we'll cut it off. Just cut a bit of this away and go from there, basically. Now we can do a bit of an assessment. Worst comes to worst, we'll just, you know, chop it off. But if not, we can just cut a bit of that 0.8 panel steel and clean it up, grind it up, burn her in there, and yeah, it'll be fixed. You know, smear her mud and she's done. Right. Spray a bit of this around it on the inside. And then we'll leave it for a while and we'll take one of these other ones and open it up and see what's going on. Down into the corner, you know what I mean? Yeah, run until it drips. It's good for these sorts of places, you know, where you just not really sure it's lurking in that corner. And behind those places. This just will get in there if there is any rust that's forming. You know, if you're not doing a full strip down and replacing skin and whatever, and you're just trying to tidy something up, I'm a little bit worried about a bit of rust, this is a good place to start, you know, just to help seal shit up, slide down, you know. It's not out there wetting the moisture and all those sorts of places. Well, you know, you might even have to even worry about it again. Just flip a bit on that. Convert that. We'll probably tack a wee patch in here or something like that. And we'll make a panel for that, but we'll cut one of these other ones open and we'll do the same thing. We'll sort of prep them. They're only little patches like this, it doesn't take long to repair it. And this is good to get in there and cycle those corners. That'll, if there is anything in these corners that'll, you know, that'll slow it down anyway. Can't stop it, but it'll slow it down. Well, that's fucking handy. Because I haven't been here for months, and I actually noticed there's 2 or 3 things missing. One's a metric tap and die set, which is not mine, but it's the owner of the shed, and you know, I use it, and it's sorted out with obviously all the tools that are both between him and mine. So that's not here. And I just thought, oh frick, I'll go grab one of my all my die grinders here, but I've got you know, a few of these different brushes, different sizes, plus the little flappy rolls, you know, different size ones, and they were all in one of those old paint bottles, mixing paint bottles. I'm just double check and make sure it's not here, but it's normally over on that blue bench, like it's one of the bigger. Pretty sure they were in one of those bigger cups, like that one there, and they're not here. And I was like, oh, I was just going to throw one on one of my straight die grinders, like not that one, but the other one I've got, and whip round the edge in here because that one's just not quite aggressive enough. I was going to give it a good frickin' rip up in here and get some of that old seam sealer and shit out of there, just to clean it up. And I frickin', you think I can find them? And that's when I said, I thought the other day, I was like, that frickin', because I've got an orange tap and die set here, and I think it was blue, the other one, blue box, same box, but metric, not imperial standard or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and there's fucking none of those bits are here. I was like, that's really fucking handy when you want it to clean some shit up. Been hunting around here for 20 minutes thinking, where the hell is that stuff? You know, if I left it somewhere, and then I thought, oh, did I take it down to there? And I was like, no, I didn't, because all I had was my big die grinder with just the 3-inch backer on it, because everything else, like I had plenty of wire brushes and bits and pieces down there, because I was just using it on a drill, you know, like the guy that owned the duck, like he had a whole pile of those down there. And I just used them in the drill, you know, if I needed to do anything like that. So I didn't bother taking any of that sort of shit down there, because it was already down there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like it was in one of those bottles. And I'm sure they were sitting, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure they were sitting here, or on here somewhere, you know what I mean. And amongst the bits and pieces, and I was just trying to freaking hunt them down, and they're not fucking here. And I was like, that's just an absolute pain in the ass. Because that was my stuff, not. I got a sneaking suspicion that the owner's son, like I don't know, he's in his 30s, I guess, he's probably borrowed them to do something, and probably pinched the other tap and die set, and yeah. Now I don't have those bits here. Oh, it's old paint filters. Yeah. Well, that's just absolutely great. Now I can't do what I want to do without going and buying more. Pain in the butt. Anyway. So yeah, it's one thing I don't like about being in here. It's like, I don't mind people being in here doing bits and pieces, but if you're going to fucking take the tools away, take them away, use them and bring them back. Don't just fuck off with them for weeks on end. Because the other thing I noticed that's not here now is there was that DeWalt battery drill. I don't know, I haven't talked to the owner since I've come back in here, except for the other day out in the paddock, but I hadn't been back in here. And yeah, it's disappeared. I don't know whether I know the batteries are in it, getting pretty buggered, so he might have turfed it. But yeah, I've got that one here, which I used to use just for cutting because it's a bit slower than the so you're less likely to smash a disc. But there's no fucking battery here for it, which is really handy. I've got to remember to get the other piece for that. That's throw on there too at home. I've got the rest at home. I found it the other day. I tried to clean it, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I hate when people take your tools. Mind you, I do the same to Dad, but at least he knows where they are, and if he needs me, he can just ring me and I'll take it to him. But when it's somebody that I don't really know and don't have their phone number for and whatever, to ring them and ask, it's a bit annoying. Or they haven't asked me, if you know what I mean. That's pain. Hang on, I'll carry on. I'll cut open that other door before I go get some bits and pieces if I don't stumble across them. But I'm pretty sure they're not here. Pretty sure they were over the other side. Because when I come in here the other day, I just dumped a whole heap of stuff down. I haven't sort of sorted myself out fully yet. Just sort of kind of got into that after I had a bit of a brief clean up. Yeah, no, it's just bolts and bits and pieces and shit in here. Pretty sure they're not here. Just double checking. No. Because at one stage I did have a couple brushes in there, but even now and again you go around and have a clean up. So I've got these sort of things here, but I don't really have them in there. I just know they're there if I want them. A stone more than a burr, if you know what I mean. Not that I use those stones much, but yeah, they're not here. That sucks. Anyway. Alright, so I cut that piece off, mainly because it had the hole down there a bit even further in it. It's a few spotty sort of bits. But again, we've just cleaned it up, we've sprayed a hole to it and around everywhere. And yeah, I may end up cutting the whole bottom off this one yet. I just hadn't 100% decided. But yeah, so we've got those three ready to go. And so I'll just work out what I'm going to do next, but I may start making some patches for these. Fucking weather shit. I was going to push this outside and start cleaning up under the engine bay and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. Just wonder if I should start maybe grind some of this shit back. Just have a wee nosy. Maybe clean up around some of these spots in the roof. Just dig into these a little bit. Just have a wee nose. You know what I mean? Especially this piece where there's a bit of rust in here. At least have a wee looky. Just open up and have a wee nosy. Might do that. We'll just keep poking at the rusty spots like that. Those three are ready to go with repairs basically. We might just dig into these and just have a wee nosy just to see what we're prepared for. Oh, don't you love people? Don't you love people? So it was like that one little spot. Little that, and I just hope there's nothing else too bad like that. Because otherwise we're putting the hot line out of this fucking thing. To try and repair this. Because to me, like, that looks like it's holes everywhere. Like I obviously just knocked the top off it and cleaned that back. I just cleaned it back till I stopped running at I just went back a bit further to make sure there wasn't too many holes in there. It wasn't all the way down. But it's a flat screwdriver. Yeah. This is why you never quote anything. This is the shit, that you find, and then Next thing you go from a bit of a clean up to major work quick. I'll wire brush that off. We'll use that one just see if we can clean this right out. The wire brush. Just assess, like it mightn't be too many holes. I don't know, but it really, I really need to get into the hood lining so I can spray some shit in there. Slow it down, otherwise, you know, it'll be, and you can see what they've done. They've just found the rust and they've beaten it in, which sucks. And they've just, you know, mudded it over. So we'll have to have a bit of a, not that I really want to do it, but I don't know. I'll have to have a good look. I just hope it's not too many fucking things like that. I'm pretty sure that's the screw hole for that. That's why that's bubbled a little bit. But that means there's moisture in there, if you know what I mean. And I just hope there's not too much. So I'm just listening. Probably could grab a magnet too, but see, this is it's a completely different sound in there. It might be lead, but yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, because again, you can see there's like almost little bubbles in there. But yeah, you got to be careful. You know, fuck, you can go from, you know, a simple couple of repairs. That's simple stuff. But when you start, you know, when you start pulling wood linings out and fixing massive holes in roofs and shit like that, it can escalate pretty quick. Alrighty, so this here started obviously maybe rotted underneath, but it was body full of so thick. And because these guards have been all rolled out and pushed out, and then somebody's reshaped them with body filler, it's a shame that they fucking kept it so thick. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. I might get some fiberglass filler just to try and make it a wee bit stronger across this joint and just kind of build it up and then put a frickin', it's not what I want to do, but I ain't stripping it all off because the front guards are the same. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there either. I'll show what I found around the other side. But you're going to have to like cut a bit of this away and try and clean it up and put a patch in here and obviously treat some rust in here as well, and then yeah, I'm going to have to re-mud it. I don't really want to frickin' dig all this off and re-alter it. I've tried to make it look like it's still got the factory sort of lip on it, but they've flattened it all off and then just built it out. It's a shame that they've done it like that. It is what it is, but I'm not gonna cut it all away and do it properly. If the owner was prepared to spend quite a pile more money, well, yeah, we could clean it off and actually make some proper pieces and cut this off and put some shape in it and weld it on and whatever. But yeah, it's several more days' work to cut this off and rebuild it and weld it on and then dress it up and finish it and whatever, and put a skin or whatever over it. And at least then it wouldn't be thick like this. But I'm not. We'll put a patch in here. Might have to cut it back a little bit further, and I'll get some of that kitty here filler. So at least it's, if I do put it in there thick, what they've done, it's got a bit more strength and it's probably not going to split over this, because that's what it's done on the other side too. So yeah, it's done the same thing here. I've round that away. That looks like it might have been just where it's had a knock and it's just rusted underneath. But this is the same. It hasn't got any itchy rot in it, I don't think. I think it's just split because that's where the joint is in the body. And it's done the same thing. So again, I might grind it back a little bit further and just put some of that kitty here, sort of tight fiberglass, fill it in there and then knock it back and then just put a thin smear over top and be done with it. you know, I can't do too much more, you know, without digging into a lot of money. Just knocked this back. It's not sure exactly. I'm not sure if that's just a wee bit of surface or if there's actually holes in there. But there was a bit of rust in there, and it was just starting to bubble the paint. This is basically nothing. I think it's just a bit of, it may have been just a bit of shit, you know. I don't see anything bad. It might have been just, you know, a couple of chips or something like that, and it's starting to get that rusty sort of shit on here. This here I dug into. I didn't really want to, but I thought I just had to check to make sure there was nothing bad and sinister going on here. It's had a bit of damage at some stage. It's actually got a sticker on that doorpost saying about something about accident damage back in the day, but I didn't know whether that was a sticker that they put on something or whether it was, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that sticker's about. But yeah, we'll just remud this in. There's not much. I just wanted to have a wee look and just make sure there wasn't any great fucking rot underneath there or anything stupid, but it doesn't look like it. It's just, they've just filled where it's had a bit of damage, so that's fine. But here, this is the same sort of thing. It's a bit like these. It's quite thick, and it's got chipped and broken from steering, and it's broken all the way. And then down here, I'm not really quite sure what they put on here with that black shit. Somebody's painted something on there, so I don't know if it's actually underneath the body filler or not, because it's got it here. So we might, I was going to strip these guards off. Like, I was contemplating not to, but I might have to, just to maybe, we'll see, this one mightn't be too bad, but to maybe knock a few of the worst of the roughness out. But I might have to pull it off and actually set them up on a stand and just see what this black shit is, and just see if it's actually right underneath the panel for some reason, because it doesn't seem to be, the body filler's not holding. You can see the moisture underneath it, because I'll keep digging the body filler away from around there, and this is the kind of the same. So yeah, we'll just have to have a dig into it, and we'll have to do the same around here because it's got the same issue. I'm just not 100% sure why. It may have had a knock in the front and it's split, and they've painted some shit on there. This guard doesn't look like it hasn't broken anything away around here, but it's not terribly straight, and it's got a few dings and whatever, so we might better just come and just get rid of the worst of those without putting a whole load of filler in, and then just give it a skim over top. So yeah, I kind of knew that's what was probably going to be underneath there, but it is what it is. So yeah, hopefully I can do something with this without fucking burning that lining. I was hoping it wasn't going to be too bad in there, but yeah, we'll just have to be really careful and slow and try not to burn anything away, and put a patch in there. It's back a bit, like it's back in there quite a bit, so I'm hoping there might be a bit of metal in between that just stops any sparks from fucking setting anything on fire. But yeah, we'll chop that away shortly. So that's a bit of a relief. I actually thought it might have been worse in there. Like, it's a bit, you know, you can see where the body filler was poking through and whatever. But it's not too bad. God, she's thin stuff, this stuff in it. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll poke that rust converter on there. We'll screw it up here, screw it that way. Hopefully it's all good, and we'll just better burn a patch in there. I think it should be okay. You know, we'll have to touch this up, you know, with the welder and whatever. That's no biggie. But yeah, I think it's probably just, that might have just crept a bit of moisture in there at some point. But yeah, we'll just spray that converter in there. It would be nice if the lining was out, because then you could get in right in and you could douse it all around, but it's not much you can do about it. He can deal with that at some other stage, but we'll just poke a bit of converter in there and we'll make a small patch up and put a bit of a kink in it, and we'll just weld it in, and that'll be that done. And it's actually fortunate because it's got actually a decent brace up in there, as long as we go gentle and we don't go, we just spot and then keep it pretty cool. I don't think we'll end up with any issues in here. Obviously, you know, we'll keep some water and we've got a couple of fire extinguishers handy. So, but yeah, I think I'll be pretty safe. Hopefully I don't burn anything. It's not something I like doing, is welding when the hood linings are in, but we should be okay. I think it's enough. I was hoping there wasn't, like, you know, sometimes you get it where there's like big, you get like the, what do you call it, like the windows through, you know, on some of the structure, depending on obviously vehicles, and it's easy to get burned through. But if we're just gentle, we might be alright. You know, I'll spray a bit of shit in there before I bugger off, and we'll carry on. Right, morning. So I think what I'll do now that this stuff's had a decent time to cure, what's Mark's they can start making some patches up for these doors, and hopefully it's not too freaking shaky. I was using this dual camera, and I'll give this another spray. I thought I sprayed along there, maybe I didn't. I definitely sprayed in there, and we'll get a patch in here as well, so we'll get that welded in. Yeah, and then I'll have to deal with these things as well. Right, so I whipped about a 3-inch strip-ish off the just the end of that sheet. So I need 1, 2, 3, and then 4 patches, and we have a little bit of scrap left over. I just thought it was the easiest way to do it. Most of these patches in the doors are about the same depth, and this here might do the other one if we end up fixing that, at least that rotten piece anyway. And if we have to go up around another piece, there might be a little bit in there too, but you know, we'll cross that bridge later. We'll get these 3 doors fixed. So yeah, I'll go chop these into lengths. We'll work out what our little bend over edge needs to be. We'll bend that over, and then we'll do a final trim to fit, and obviously we'll zap up those couple of holes. Righty, so we got that patch in. It's not perfect. Some of it's not dead level, but this has got a wee bit of shape in it, and this is a wee bit flatter through here because I didn't really put any shape into the panel. With being down that sort of low, you know, we skim a fuller over top. That'll bring it in. So I'll flick a little bit of rattle can etch on the bottom. I think that's probably all it really needs, and then we can let it dry off, and we give it just a wee light scuff, and then put a smear of body filler over it and whatever. Like, I know you can put body filler over steel, but I just don't like doing it. Sometimes if you've got that little bit of etch primer on it for a start off and you get that initial on, you just don't get that big contact patch with the body filler, and being hot when it goes off. You just don't get that sweat through onto the bare steel. I've got to do a little bit of welding on the other side yet anyway, but just finish it up and then use that orange disc to clean up. When I was grinding off of that, I was basically just using the weight of the grinder on there, and I was just using the air to just keep things cool so it didn't want to pull around on me or do anything weird. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It just didn't quite end up dead as flat as I would like, but it is what it is. It's better than fucking rot, and it's all steel, it's all protected now. We'll blow a bit more extra shit in there when we're finished. Probably might even just blow a wee bit of, I've actually got to order some stone guard stuff, or might even just hose a bit of that down in there, help seal up the joins and whatever. But yeah, we'll spray some etch on there. Actually, I'll do that now while I'm thinking about it. A couple of little welds on the other side probably won't come through right there anyway. I've got done most of it. I just want to clean it up and just touch it up. The welds on the other side. I think I got an open can of this something. Or do I? Actually, this might be it here. Yeah, I do. Don't need that one. Put that one down there too. It's a little bit left in that can as well. Not a lot. I'll have to get me to go for another patch anyway. So yeah, we'll just... I haven't had any issues with using this stuff. Like if I was doing a whole car, yeah, fine. No, break out the spray gun and the etch. But for all I need for this, it works perfectly fine. You know, it's the same. It's basically the same thing. It's just single stage. I've used plenty of single stage before, and so yeah. We'll give it a half decent bite. We'll give it a light wee rub before we put the body filler over top. But yeah, that's one repair done. Just got to flip it over to a quick wee clean up on the other side, and yeah, this is basically ready for a final bit of a clean up and scooch filler. Right, so that's that one sorted. I don't grind it down as hard because this shit is so thin. When I went to zap up that freaking little pinhole there, it burnt away, so I try not to pull it down so hard. It's a little bit low, so we should be good with, we're just going to fill it around there. If it is sticking up a little bit when I do whatever, I'll grind it down a little bit more, but I'm just a wee bit worried about. Yeah, fricky, you don't realise how much thinner, like it's it's 20% thinner than the 1 mil. So like you sort of don't think about it like that, but it makes, by the time you do a little bit of grinding, a little bit of whatever around it, you all of a sudden you're down from 0.8 to 0.6 or 0.5, like a half a mil thick, pretty quick if you don't frickin' watch what you're doing. I probably really, for this sort of stuff, I probably really should be using a TIG. But, you use what you got. I know that will do TIG, but it's, don't have the hand piece, and I think it's not pedal. TIG it like it's lift, or whatever you want to call it, when you, I'm not 100% sure how that works. I've never really used TIG, really. I would like to learn, but anyway, I just left it a little bit proud. Just a couple of little spots I probably should zap as well, but we'll leave it in the meantime, and we'll burn that one in after lunch, basically. Get that one fitted and get that one burned in and zip up that little hole and whatever. But yeah, we're getting there. So really these two doors, apart from a couple of little zaps there, are good for screech a body filler and whatever. Just missed that, so it's not bestial, like a big spot like that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Obviously we'll give these a scuff down and a clean down or whatever before we put any body filler on them, but yeah, not far away. There's for these anyway. Right, we'll see you after lunch. So that's that fixed. You know, screech filler, whatever. We'll have to go back into the roof a little bit. There's a little bit of distortion there, there's a wee bit of a wave there. Generally it's pretty good, just it's, for some reason it's not bad, it's just got a very slight wave through there. You can sort of see it there. I can't remember whether that was there before or not, but it's got a very slight wave through there, so obviously must just that's the biggest problem, is it's so thin, this stuff, it distorts pretty easy. So you can see that I was trying to cool as much as possible, even when I'm grinding stuff off, trying to cool it down, you know, almost instantly, well, basically instantly. I've put a wee weld there, but pretty good, you know. Smear seam sealer down there, you know, bit of body filler or whatever, and she's good to go. So that's cool. It's another piece fixed. So we'll check the time and see where we go from there, and I guess we'll look at one of these seams, probably this one. At least have a nosy and poke and jam a screwdriver in there and just see what's going on. And yeah, we'll start building another wee patch there, I guess. Work that out. Like I said, I'm not going to go crazy. We'll have to order some. Sit down for a minute. We'll have to order some kitty filler. I keep forgetting. I think about it when I'm not frickin' when it's not, well, no, I think about it at the wrong time. So yeah, I'll have to get onto those guys and get me to see me out somewhere. It'll be Monday now, I think. That's no worries. But yeah, I've got plenty, like little bits and pieces to carry on with. You know, we can start slapping some filler in those, and you know, we could even probably put a little bit of filler up there, just to start blending it in. Yeah, and then we're going to sand, obviously, everything. You know, I could probably even put a wee bit of filler back in that other side where I ground it out just to save a look, just to make sure there wasn't anything sinister going on over there. So yeah, we're getting there. As long as I don't find anything else dodgy, you know, around anywhere else. It actually looks quite clean for rot, so it's just a matter of having a bit nosy and just poke around once we actually get everything a bit more cleaned up. Again, if it hadn't been fucking such weird weather today, mind you, I was doing those anyway, so it probably wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, I contemplated getting it outside and giving it a pressure wash off. I'll have to get the seats out of it first though, and just give it a hose out, and especially around those jams, like we'll take the guards off anyway, but just give it a good hose out and de-scunge with that cleaner, and go from there. But yeah, not looking too bad. Hopefully we can find a door and we'll be good. Yeah, catch you later on. Cheers, thanks for watching.